Okay, this is Algebra 2, section 5.5. This section is on operations on functions. So they're going to give you two functions, f and g, and then you're either going to add, subtract, multiply, or divide the functions. So the way you say this is f plus g of x. They want you to find that, state the domain, and evaluate when x is 4. So, hang on a second. So we're adding these two functions, which is pretty easy. We're just going to take 3 times the square root of x and add it to negative 10 times the square root of x. 3 plus negative 10 is negative 7 square roots of x. Because of this, we're talking about the square root of x on these functions. The original function's domain is all non-negative real numbers, so that's what the domain of adding those two functions is. And when x is 4, we're just going to plug 4 into there. Negative 4 times the square root of, or negative 7 times the square root of 4 is negative 7 times 2, which is negative 14. Okay, the next one we are going to subtract. So we're going to take this whole function and subtract this one. You guys already know how to do that. So this function minus this one, remember when you're subtracting the whole thing, everything becomes the opposite. And when we do that, we get 2x cubed plus x squared minus 4x plus 7. Because of both of our original functions, the domain is all real numbers. That's what the domain is when I subtract them. I gotta make a little more room here, sorry. When x is negative 2, we just plug negative 2 in there. And the answer is 3. One thing I've noticed people are doing, when x is negative 2, remember that when you're squaring x and x is negative, this is never going to be negative. It's always going to be positive. Negative 2 squared is positive 4. Okay, the next one will be multiplying. And we're going to just multiply x squared times the square root of x. And I'm going to rewrite it with rational exponents. And 2 plus 1/2 is 5 halves. And the domain of this function is all real numbers. When x is 9, we have 9 to the 5 halves, which is 9 to the 1/2 to the 5th power. 9 to the 1/2 is 3. Remember, to the 1/2 power just means the square root. The square root of 9 is 3. 3 to the 5th power is 243. And then the last example in this set would be dividing. And we're just going to divide these two functions. 6x over x to the 3/4. Remember, when you're dividing same bases, you subtract the bottom exponent from the top. 1 minus 3/4 is 1/4. So the answer would be 6x to the 1/4. You could also write that as 6 to the 4th root of x. The domain are positive real numbers. And when x is 16, the 4th root of 16 is 2. 6 times 2 is 12. And that is it for 5.5.